My presentations are all about sharing. It's about telling a personal story to do with my experience with mental health and mental illness throughout high school and throughout my early 20s. It's really about encouraging other people to understand what mental illness can look like in the real world, and the whole purpose of it really is to have people be more empathetic and understanding and to reduce stigma, to lower the barriers of entry into help seeking. What's the worst part about having a mental illness? And definitely the symptoms of it are difficult, but for me, I put feeling alone on the same level as that, just feeling isolated. And I guess a big part of this talk today, I want to try to encourage the idea of us all sort of being more willing to share with each other. It's hard to know what people should expect to get out of my presentations because they're different every time. I don't have a script, I don't sort of prepare and rehearse anything in advance, so people can really get from it what they will. I suppose some of the things that people often say they get out of it is a sense of comfort knowing that mental illnesses aren't necessarily going to be a horrible, terrible thing in their life forever, and that these sorts of things definitely are treatable. But people really find different things come out of it, and I see that a lot in the conversations I have with people afterwards.
Empowering.
Very eye-opening.
Inspiring.
Very insightful.
We need hope the most when it's the hardest to find. I remember we had guys come into this ward who were a bit older, who'd graduated, who kind of came back and sort of told stories about how things are okay and everything now, and I'm like, that's absolutely not true, you don't know what it's like for me, sort of thing. But I gave up the idea of achieving, of succeeding when I went back to my normal school. I would say the thing that I like most about sharing my story with other people is seeing the impact that it can have. That's really what drives me to do it. I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't think that it can be helpful to some people, and hearing that feedback from other people and having chats with people afterwards and just hearing really great questions from people and believing that that can make a positive difference is really what motivates me to do it.
The main message I got from today's mental health talk was just that people do care, and that people will understand if you take the opportunity to talk to them, that you shouldn't be scared about talking about your problems because people go through the same things that you do on a daily basis, and actually opening up about it could open up doors for your opportunities to make things better in life.
One of the main key messages I got from today's session was that it's okay to have mental illness and that asking for help isn't really a weakness.
The main thing that I took out of it is that it's never too late to ask for help, and that there's always support around you that can help you out whenever you need, and people are always going to be there for you no matter what.
I've presented to all different kinds of groups. I've been really fortunate to have lots of opportunities to speak to people. I've spoken to heaps of schools and conferences through the media and professionals. I really like speaking to nursing students and to medical students and even mental health care professionals, just to kind of give a patient consumer perspective of things. It's been a really amazing journey so far, and I just can't wait to do more and more of it. And purpose for me, I believe, is what has really led me out of just getting through each day to really actually enjoying life and wanting to see the next one the next day. It's hard to really know for me how many people my message has reached. I think there definitely can be a knock-on effect when someone hears someone else's story and they tell it to somebody else, hopefully without changing too many details. I don't really know how many people have heard it, but I just strive every day to reach more and more people.
Yes, I do think that my understanding of mental health has increased, and that, talking about it and removing the stigma that is surrounded by it is going to help.
It's giving me a better understanding because hearing it from somebody else and coming from a different angle.
It's just brought light to other mental health issues that at the point I was at, I didn't really have.
If I could give one piece of advice to someone struggling with their mental illness, I would suggest that talking about it helps in a huge way, and that people are often way less judgmental than you might think they would be if you give them the opportunity to really listen. I think that seeking help is absolutely important to this. It doesn't just go away by itself, and there are many, many people out there who want to help, and I think encouraging people to utilise those sorts of services and to speak to their friends and family about it is super, super important, and that's what I definitely try to get other people to do.
I'm going to use the information I learnt today in my community to be able to know that I can talk to people, but not just for what my own needs are and purposes, but also to support others, and to consider that some people might be struggling with it, especially the younger students, and to be able to be a role model in that I can be open about it and talk about things so that they can understand it's okay.